Hello, good people. Here I am, bathed in sunshine. So I want to have a quick discussion about safety versus freedom, which I've probably touched upon a few times now. Safety is paramount in our systems and our human life. We may or may not be aware of this. We usually are not, but we absolutely are built for it. And I think it's a great contextual tool, understanding to realize that whatever you are going through, your system, your body, your being is doing it because it wants to keep you, or rather it, whatever that is, safe. It's not just doing it for a laugh and a giggle. So, however bad you feel your life has become, wherever you've ended up in life, and however much you feel like, oh my God, how have I got to this, or whatever story you have, or maybe you've got the opposite story of, oh my God, I'm having an amazing life. Safety is probably at the root of all of it. And if we want to go beyond safety into freedom, well, that's become that's what's interested me, and I'll tell you for why, and that's because what I've come to discover is safety. Our system, as I said, is obsessed by it, but safety equals unhappiness. We cannot have happiness and safety. It's not possible. Now, it gets a bit confusing because when we feel freedom without safety, we will feel that we are safe. So it's a bit of a catch-22 here, people. But when we can really grasp that our need for survival is what is causing so much of our suffering, it's a real driver to make you want to move beyond that. So I wouldn't force that. I would just explore why you, how, what, where, that you are, your system and your activities are mostly based around survival and feeling safe. And just explore that. Don't judge yourself about it. Just go, oh, okay, yeah, I see. Oh, right. Just like this plays so well into emotional work and repression work. We realize, oh, right, so it feels safer for me to go into this pretty miserable, say, shame state than it is for me to stand up for myself. And that's understandable. This comes back to when we're children. We can't just stand up for ourselves. It's just not safe. And our system is so clever that it makes up all kinds of reasons why we can't stand up for ourselves to keep safe. And then, unfortunately, we'll carry these into adulthood. But then we can do the work on them, and when we're ready to do the work on them. And we're doing the work on them. And let me tell you, this is worthwhile stuff. But we can really take this at our own pace. We don't have to be rushed. This is about stepping into our own autonomy, our own truth, really. So, however you do that, do it your way, and don't overly listen to anybody too much, because most people are coming from safety. So when I say don't listen to too many people too much, obviously trust yourself and who you're going to find to help you along the way. But an awful lot of people will shame you and make you feel like they aren't, trying to keep safe. But that's what their systems are doing too. It's so unlikely you will meet many people who have taken the next step. But there are a few now. We have the internet, and the internet is opening up more possibility than obviously the old days, where who you knew was who you knew, and if none of them were even remotely exploring this stuff, then you probably wouldn't have much chance, other than doing it yourself and being completely and utterly fed up with suffering. So I'll leave it to you to decide on how much you're suffering and whether you want to push beyond that. But you can push beyond suffering. But as I say, suffering and safety, they are two sides of the same coin. So just be wary of people who are around you who are saying things that sound clever, but really are based in safety. And you might be a threat to them because your fears that are suddenly becoming seen are their fears. They have the same fears as you, but they have successfully kept them at bay, so that they don't have to look at this stuff. And that's them. And that's, as I say, it's fine. Whatever they do is fine. Whatever you do is fine. But just don't buy into them as some kind of prophet. That they're probably less conscious than you are. So just be wary of that. And yeah, just thought I'd chat about safety. It's fine to be safe, as I say. But once we realise safety will lead to unhappiness, the game is up, really, isn't it, for safety? What's the point now of being safe if I'm just going to be miserable? And that became my life. It was just utterly pointless to keep going with safety. But I couldn't switch it off, obviously. It's incredibly intelligent. It was just driving me to something new and more exciting, which was called freedom. Incidentally, I'm not quite there yet. I'm sitting alone in my home, very cozy, and not taking all the risks that I perhaps should be. But when I'm ready, and if I'm ready, I now have tools with me, a fire in my belly that's going to hopefully really push now to see through an awful lot of this stuff, and support around me to help in that as well, which I think is invaluable. Find people who are going to support you, whatever you decide to do with your life. But remember safety at the bottom of it. Your system is very intelligent and will attempt to keep you safe at all costs, as I say. So at what cost are you willing to put up with this safety? At what cost? And just final adding to all this is that you can have both, as I say. They don't actually fight in the end. So, completely give yourself permission to be safe, especially in the mire. Sometimes you can be in this stuff and lose the plot completely, and safety is where your system will default to, because that's what it does, and that's fine. Just as I was talking about before, nervous system regulation, and really understanding that this is what this is about. Like, I need to feel safe now. Okay, I'm going to do this, but I need to feel safe, and I need support in that. And if we can begin to support people in that, we can go further. Like supporting people in their safety as much as anything. Because we don't even do that. Even though we're all trying to be safe, we're not aware of it, as I say. So there's an awful lot of unconsciousness going on in the world. So be safe, be sensible out there, people, but let's push on now and let's discover freedom beyond all this safety. And let's see where that leads. I'm hopeful that it leads to a better world. Peace out, y'all.